Nate, tag.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line. New man so fine. Kirk Cousins. Woo!
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football. Hey! Get on up in here. You already know what time it is. Ladies, take over. Let's go. Get in here right now, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss this wonderful show that we have for you today. As you can see, we do have a special face joining us today. We will get into that very soon. But come on, we need you guys to join in. We need you guys to like the video. Let me get my phone. And now that I am on some Wi-Fi, I will have a chance to share it. Oh, man. All right. Stop it. Here we go. Get on up in here, ladies and gentlemen. We are super excited to have you guys on this Let's Talk Football show. Let me see. I don't want to tag it from mine. I want to go to Let's Talk Football. Hey, Kat, ask Sean, did he share it? Oh, you know what?
He said he's got it.
Bet. See, he's
All right, there you go.
already on the ladies.
He's the producer today.
See, we got the producer in the background. Nothing to worry about, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready and prepared for this week's episode. Hey, so let me see. There we go. Yeah, so it did send to Sean. So we're all good. All right, ladies, we got to get into it, man. Welcome to Ladies Takeover, this Let's Talk Football show where we are so excited to talk football. And as you can see, the team that we have is pretty dynamic in the game of football. So we have to go around and introduce ourselves. I am Janae Strother. Who do I have right next to me?
Hi, I'm Kat. It's so crazy actually to be on this side. I'm used to like just watching and hearing Sean through the wall. So this time he has to be quiet and not have the TV on. It's kind of fun. I'm excited.
I'm super excited about that. Right under her, who do we have right there?
Hey, Zoe Crespo. Woo, what's up?
Woo!
And if you didn't know, I'm Tom Brady's biggest fan. I am Kate Elverson.
All right, look, we got some dynamic old ladies on the show that know about the game. If you don't know about this show, now you do. Welcome to this Thursday evening show of Ladies Takeover. So the first thing that we do every show, if you didn't know, we talk about women in the NFL, which is super important to us because, as you see, we're all women. And we want people that you may not know about. So this segment of the show is super important to us because you need to know about these dynamic women. So who do we have today?
We have, well, I kind of like this being Kate. I'm covering Katie Blackburn. She is the executive vice president of the Super Bowl bound Cincinnati Bengals. She is 56 years old and the daughter of Bengals owner Mike Brown and the granddaughter of Bengals co-founder and coach, the Paul Brown. She went to Dartmouth for college where she played ice hockey, which is interesting. And then she went on to law school and worked for a Cincinnati law firm. She began working for the Bengals in 1991, October of 1991, in fact. She was the only female in the entire league who was involved in negotiating player contracts.
Okay.
She's pretty powerful, to be honest with you. I was really impressed with her. She prefers to work off the scenes for the team, where she works with the radio broadcasts and the television part of it, making sure all that's running right. She is well versed in the salary cap, which not a lot of the female execs have been in the league. So she deals a lot with their salary cap and player contracts and negotiations, which I think is pretty badass.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
So. And she's responsible for getting the team into the community and using the appeal of the players to help different organizations.
Okay.
So she does a hell of a lot for this organization. But I guess when you're the daughter of the owner and the granddaughter of the co-founder, you're going to do a lot. But anyway, she's got 20 plus years of experience in the Professional Football League. And she's the first woman to be the chief contract negotiator for the league.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
Got a lot of cool attributes, and she's was important and integral. And I shared part of this with Delilah today. She organized that all of the schools in Cincinnati have the day off after the Super Bowl, so that kids can watch and enjoy and not have to worry about going to school the next day.
I'm always for that.
I know that petition was going around for a while to move the Super Bowl to Saturday. I'm kind of want it to happen.
Sacrilegious Super Bowl Saturday.
I've always wanted that.
It's not fun teaching today, but it's Valentine's Day. It's like Super Bowl, and then it's Valentine's Day. I'm like,
but yeah, no, I'm glad she did that because either the kids are going to be sad or happy.
That's Katie Blackburn. So if any of you want to add anything or talk about her, go for it.
No, I think the fact that she got a whole city to tell the kids, oh, you don't have to go to school. That's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's in control of the money.
I think it's crazy that the fact that she has all of these, accomplishments. And it really, she probably got the start from being able to have the people in her family.
Right.
But for her to be doing all of this, it's really impactful. And I just don't want it to be like her or her family's the people that got her where she is. She really did work to be where she is, and I think she's awesome. I think it's awesome.
I like the community aspect, the fact that she's doing so much to help out with the community, getting the players in the community, because that is one of the most important things is for the children, people in the community, seeing them not just as players, but as members of the community, how they're helping out, because that gets more people interested in football. Because many times there are people that might not be interested in football, but they see these players out doing these great things, and then it gets people into the game.
It does. There's more women watching football now than ever before, and it keeps growing, which is why I always the NFL has to check itself whenever they step out of pocket.
Right.
Not to alienate a giant female base that's watching.
Absolutely. They said half and half. We're there.
We're gaining ranks. Not just in fans, but in the organization.
Right, exactly. No, I'm glad that I agree with Kat. I actually do like when you should be using the fact that you have this kind of power for good, because you do have that kind of pool, right? Yeah. And that's why a lot of people do often change their last names, because they don't want to be associated with their family. You know what I mean? Not because they don't love their family, but I've often found that often they change their name so that way people know I earned this spot. I really earned my, so
I earned it. Absolutely.
Kudos to Katie. Kudos. We got Katie, Kat, Katie. Yes.
All right, ladies, we have to move on to the very next segment, but we don't want you to think that it's not going to be a great segment. It is absolutely going to be awesome because we do a cause in the NFL, which is super important as well, which when we do organizations and foundations that are put together for a good cause, something that you may not know about. So you're actually learning some more information about an organization that's really impacting the world and the communities. So let's learn about this one. What do we have for today?
All right. So Stronger Than One is basically kind of the tagline that Fred Warner, and everybody should know who Fred Warner is from San Francisco. Yeah. If not, I don't know where you've been, but he's their linebacker.
Absolutely.
But what people might not know is that he's Black and Mexican. And he's talked about how people don't know that side of his heritage, even though he's never hid it.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, we do live in a world that only sees this and just makes judgment without actually, learning about somebody first. Absolutely. And it's just what it is, right? So he's partnered through Nike, his endorsement with Nike, which again is, I do like when athletes use their endorsements for positive.
Yes.
And so he partnered with the Hispanic Scholarship Fund. And basically what they do is they provide career readiness, prep, access to job opportunities, and scholarships for people that wouldn't have it otherwise if they want a higher education. Yeah. And they prepare them to be community leaders. Because we talk about this a lot, about representation. We know there's something coming up later about what's going on in the NFL now. But the only way you can make change is you have to develop the people with the tools. They need to be given the tools to be leaders so that they can make systemic change, right? And so, the fact that Fred Warner decided that this is who he's going to partner with first, I think is fantastic because obviously he's a good role model, right? He's successful, right? He went to college on a sports scholarship, but regardless, he still went to college, right? And so he knows the importance of scholarships, right? He knows the importance of hard work. And so this is the cause that he chose to kind of partner with first. And so, so Fred Warner, Stronger Than One, because we are stronger than one. I like that tagline, right? It has to be more than one of us to push the needle in the right direction.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. That's beautiful.
I do have a video if,
Yes, let's do it.
This is where we mute ourselves.
Is everybody can go on mute right now?
Thanks.
People don't really know that side of me.
The San Francisco 49ers select
Soy Federico Warner. To know that I'm one of few Latin players in the league is humbling. I'm proud to be a part of that group, but we have to grow that number.
We need more. We need representation.
Stereotypes shouldn't deter you from wanting to chase your dreams.
I want to play football, be better, stronger, faster.
I love football, and that was it. I just went and played. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, or blue. When you close your eyes and you put that helmet on, you become a whole different being. You can be whoever you want when you step out on that field. And if everyone has the same frame of mind, it makes us stronger than one. If we think the same, we're going to see exponential growth.
Hopefully the way that I play the game inspires the youth to be like, I want to do something in my life that I can be that passionate about.
I love that.
I know.
That.
It's all about representation.
Oh, beautiful. I want to show that in my classroom.
I love when he introduced himself as Federico Warner. I'm like, oh man, that was so amazing.
Was sweet.
I loved it.
I just felt like, man, passion, it came out through that video. The passion just to show people that you don't have to be, you don't have to be a certain color to play this game. There is a stereotype of, people can't play, or everybody can play this game. If you work hard and put your mind to it, anybody color can play this game. That is the beautiful message.
I can't help it. I just love the fact that it's the scholarship fund because so many people, they're first generation. They don't know the process. And he's giving people an opportunity and a window because, you have counselors at the high school, but the fact that he's an athlete and that he's getting other people involved, it's incredible. Like, amazing. Thanks
I
for
love
sharing
it.
that. That made my whole
No,
day.
of course. Like the first class I did was an educational one too.
Yes.
And then we did a few on mental health, which is also important to a lot of us. And then when they saw Fred Warner, he just partnered with them last year, and so for him to choose education, anything that supports education. And I like how he said too, like whatever they are passionate about. So even if it's not sports, but the fact that we should break down barriers and stereotypes, right? And to hear, and I like when they have the kids who are in the programs, like talk about like, a stereotype shouldn't stop us from, being what we want to be, right? And so, I love that. And I think he could definitely have a positive impact on young people, especially young boys. Oh my God. Young men need stronger mentors than ever about going to school, staying there, and I'm all about that.
A lot of boys don't have their fathers in their lives.
Correct.
In diverse communities, so it's really important that these athletes almost act as role models at times for these young men to show them that they can make it. No matter what their background is.
Because that message isn't just for football, it's for life in general. That message isn't for any career that you think that you can't do. I mean, oh man, I love the diversity of it. I love the message. I love that it's the scholarship. Oh, it's beautiful. Hispanic community.
Giving people opportunities. Giving people opportunities. It's a key.
Yes.
Everybody should be given an opportunity no matter what.
And I love the fact that we're highlighting the fact that there are Black Latinos, people, because in the U.S. there's a binary look at race, unfortunately. And yes, Black Latinos exist. I mean, I don't know if I have to say that, but yes, Black Latinos exist.
Absolutely.
And so, yes, it's time to open your eyes and realize the outer world, don't live in a binary society. And so, kudos to Fred.
Think of the children that don't know someone. Now they're seeing someone that is Latino and Black.
Correct.
That's incredible. That representation, I love it.
Beautiful.
Love it. Okay, I'm done, but I love it.
I'm glad.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see there, I mean, we are learning about foundations that really can touch your heart. Please, if you want to learn more, please look up Fred Warner Hispanic Scholarship Fund, man. Just please. It's awesome. I know that he could use as much funds as possible to keep this scholarship going. Yeah. I'm excited for that. Hey, so we have to get into it, ladies. I mean, before we even get to the games, we got to talk about the big news that has gone around this week, which has been a lot to take in, ladies and gentlemen, a lot to take in. So we'll just dive in first because, Katie, I know this one's going to hurt. Oh, Tom Brady has officially retired.
Yep.
Man.
My man.
The GOAT, the man. He is retired, man.
Yep. It's been a rough week, ladies. It's cold. I am very numb about this. I don't know what to do. Because I've been with this man for 26 years. Since his days at Michigan, I've been with Tom Brady, and it's been about him, following him in the NFL and wherever he decided to go. I mean, he went from the 6th round draft pick to the greatest of all time. I mean, never expected to really maybe amount to anything in the NFL, but when Drew Bledsoe got injured and Belichick said, "You're leading the team," and he wanted him to continue leading that team. He led that team to greatness and then went off to win his Super Bowl at Tampa and all his accolades and his 7 rings. He's got more rings than all the teams out there. And, what can you say about a man that has given so much of himself? And I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but in 2019, he and Giselle almost got a divorce because of his football. I mean, it's something that never really has been talked about. They've shed light more about it in Man in the Arena. If you haven't watched it, watch it. You'll learn to really maybe like him if you don't like him. But they had to go to therapy for that because football was his most important thing. And when the football season ended, he was about the next season already. So yeah, it's he's thrown his heart and soul into this game, and he did.
Absolutely.
And Deflategate and all the controversies behind the man is amazing. He's the GOAT for a reason. I've never seen a man throw a football with precision like he has in his 22 years. 44 years old, still playing the game. I mean, he plays better at 44 than some of these young guys do in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, a lot of the young guys.
So I'm going to miss him terribly. I mean, we all know I'm kind of gravitating to a young buck. Everybody is, that even Tom said to him, he goes, whatever you need from me, Joe Burrow, I will help you. And that, I mean, so, and he's just gracious. He's classy. He has a classy family. He doesn't have a wife that, goes crazy. I mean, it's just always been class.
Yes.
I mean,
well, she did have her moment when the players were dropping the footballs, but she was right. They were dropping the footballs.
Yeah.
So at least her comment was accurate.
I'm going to miss him. I'm absolutely numb at this news this week. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll be finding my niche somewhere in the NFL. But I'm trying not to get emotional. I did that already. But I'm going to miss him.
Kitty, I get it though, because I feel like I'm like you. I follow players. I don't follow a team. And when I heard that just possibly, I'm like, what is Katie going to do? And not just you, but all of the other Brady fans. And then someone that has not always rooted, but forgive me, because you and I have always never really agreed on sports. It's okay. Right. But when it comes to him, it's like, it was like this huge letdown for me. I'm like, what? Brady's leaving? Like, because to me, I'm like, no, he needs to stay around for another year. Like, he needs to end this year in the Super Bowl. And I'm like, wait, Stafford just knocked him out. Like, what am I seeing here? But, for me, Katie, I'm so interested to see what he's going to do in the future.
Correct.
Like, I could see him coaching. I could see him, just taking some time off.
Absolutely.
What's he going to do next? Because he's really grown as a person. When he went to Tampa, I won't lie, I was not a huge fan of him. But it seemed like to me he changed so much as a person. He's grown so much as a person. Yeah. And then seeing how he's treated his players that have mental illness and what's going on, it really has shown me that he's really a good person. And it's hard for me to believe that I'm actually saying that about Brady.
Right.
No.
I'm just telling you, it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Right. No,
he's got a lot of business things working on. He's got his TB12 Foundation, which he helps athletes that are coming up in the ranks with diet, nutrition, exercise, you name it. And he has his TB12 sports regimen with protein powders, shakes, drinks. He's got his Brady clothing line. He's got a lot of things to work on. And it was so cute. I shared this picture. I don't know if you saw it. He took his kid to his hockey practice the other day.
Look, he's going to get to be a dad.
He's being a dad.
I wonder if Belichick was keeping his personal life hidden in New England. Oh, God.
Oh, God, Sydney.
Oh, God. Oh, but you know what? We got to shout out our lady of the ladies takeover. Ash, we do miss you. Trust me. We wish there was 5 squares so Kat can be on here and you and everybody on here at the same time. But we're going to make it happen because Kat's not going to go anywhere. We're going to keep making her come back and back.
Yeah, you're a fixture.
We're going to wean this thing in. But we definitely love you, Ash. Please know that. But yeah, I got to talk about TB12 one time because that man is truly the truth.
Yeah, I think Kat's right. Everybody's fascinated with what his next steps are, but I do like that basically right now he's just with his family, which is what he wanted, right? It's like,
look at what Davey said. Maybe he can coach the Patriots. They all retired. Wow.
I think going back, that relationship did not end well. I don't think he'll go back there. I do think he will eventually get over whatever that is and retire as a Patriot. I actually do see that happening because It makes sense, in my opinion, because 6 Super Bowls. But that's going to happen down the line. That's not going to happen right now. But I actually do feel like if they do, you know what I mean? Like he'll come back and officially retire as a Patriot.
Absolutely, yeah,
I,
absolutely.
I think he will
Yes.
do that for the fans, not for the organization,
Mhm.
but I think he'll do it for the fans.
Oh,
Who
definitely.
followed him for 22
I
years.
think he'll have 2 official retirements, one for the Bucks and for
Yes.
And he'll have 2 retired jerseys, right? One in
Well, the Bucks already talking about retiring his number 12.
oh
Wow.
man, CB12, man. I can't even imagine.
Oh man! All right.
But yeah, Tom Brady.
Happy retirement, Tom.
They
We're
should
gonna
retire
hate now
the
and love
whole
it at the
NFL.
same time.
You deserve all those accolades. You are the man. Godly, I can't even believe we are saying Tom Brady is retired. It's still gonna sound weird for the next probably
The next football season. When the football season starts and there's no Tom Brady, it's gonna be weird.
I'll be rocking my Joey B jersey.
We'll have the conversation about what will the Bucks be without him.
I don't know,
They're
because
looking at using their backup as their quarterback as of right now.
to
But
build
I
them up,
think,
right?
but I think they should pursue Jimmy G.
Mm.
I think he'd be a good fit in Tampa.
Interesting.
Okay, we'll see. Why does wherever Tom Brady leaves, they want Jimmy G to fill the position? All right, guys. So we got to get on to Brian Flores. A lot of things came out this week with Brian Flores and just the situation where Bill Belichick sent a text message. And you know what? I'm thinking, ladies, as I was thinking about the situation, Bill Belichick sending a text message to a Brian that he thought was the right Brian, but it was definitely the wrong Brian. Just the fact that Brian Flores is his guy.
Yeah, because he was his assistant, right?
For a while, they are friends, they are close.
Right.
Do you really think that Bill Belichick accidentally sent this message?
There's a lot of no.
Throughout it, you should have noticed that Flores, the Brian that was texting him back, was getting confused. When there was that early confusion in the text thread, because I've seen it, you would have said, do I have the right person? There was early confusion. So I don't know.
I don't know. I do bring into question, like a lot of people were bringing up, and I know on Monday, it was brought up on Monday and on Tuesday, or is it really? Because again, Brian Flores was his assistant for a long time. And how do you confuse one Brian to another? I just don't.
You don't talk to the other Brian often. In my mind, it's not, and I'm pretty sure they got 2 different zip codes.
Very true.
The 2 different places.
And I'm sure you could look at previous texts and go, yeah, that's the right one.
Right?
I know who I'm talking to.
So I think officially, but in that miss that he did, that text came out, we now have a lawsuit, a fat lawsuit for the NFL, the Giants, the Dolphins, and the Broncos. So, ladies, we got to dive into this. How do you feel about Brian Flores suing the NFL and all these teams?
Well, the fact that he's doing is bringing other black coaches. It always takes one black coach. I'm telling you, it's exhausting to go first. I'm sorry. Like, I know that everybody's like, oh, it's got to be, but it's, causing good trouble is good, but it's also exhausting because it takes one person to have to take that step so that everybody, so now you have a lot of black coaches coming out. Oh yeah, we were treated like this. We weren't really given a fair shot. Hugh Jackson, oh my God, just see what Hugh said from Cleveland, saying he got paid to fail on purpose. So then he looks like a bad coach, even though it's like they literally paid me to tank the seasons, right?
Yeah.
And so, so it makes him look bad. It doesn't make him look like a good coach. And then you have Chung, who's, oh my God, I don't know if you saw that someone actually told him he's not a minority because he's Asian.
Right, I saw
Coach
that.
Chung is like, I'm backing. I know, exactly.
I'm sorry. I can't even with that. It's ridiculous.
So Coach Chung was like, yeah, I interviewed for a position and they told me I'm not a minority because I'm Asian. I said,
You just can't.
Educate some people.
It's flabbergasting, but and he had his own lawsuit for that reason. He also had a lawsuit, and he said that the NFL didn't do its due process and really didn't investigate because they talked to me. He's like, they talked to me one time. That's what Coach Chung said, and never came back. So he's like, really? And then they dropped everything. Did they really actually pursue my complaint? Crazy. He didn't name the team that Coach Chung didn't name the team that said that, obviously for legal reasons. But it's no offense because I love you, ladies, but it had to be a white guy.
It had to.
Sorry. Because
you're not offending me at all.
No, you're not.
I'm so sorry.
But
you're right. What's up?
I'm like, who else is gonna say you're not a minority?
What is Nate asking us? Why would the Giants hire someone before the interview?
Exactly. Why would you hire someone before his interview? Come on, man.
So now you have a lot of minority coaches coming out, not just black coaches, but other minority coaches going, yeah, we're not giving a fair shot. I was just sharing, I don't know if it's true, but I was just sharing in the group that a coach from San Francisco was fired because they offered him a 60% pay cut and he didn't take it. So he's no longer with him. Again, it's all alleged, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm saying so it always takes one coach, right? Or one person to kind of start shaking things up. But
absolutely.
I don't know what's going to happen outside of that, but the only way that you make change is if you force people to be transparent, right?
Absolutely.
So the solution really is transparency. So whenever in a corporate world, when this happens, what ends up happening is everybody's okay, well, let's look at everybody, right? All your employees, and then you start breaking it down by demographics, by levels, right? Who's in your entry level, and as you go up to the top, what percentages are, white, Black, Latino, and women, men, right? That's when you start breaking down the ratio. And so basically that's what's happening. I feel like it's gonna force, you have to be more transparent if more and more minority coaches keep coming out, which it looks like they are. And they're throwing their support behind Brian Flores.
And
so
I feel bad for him what happened in his Denver Broncos interview. I mean,
that's right, because he was talking about it.
LA was an hour late. He came in hungover. They had already kind of went out the night before. They came in disheveled, hungover. They were an hour late. They weren't on time. They didn't give him the proper treatment that they would a normal coach that they were interviewing. And then, I mean, there's also the elephant in the room of this 19-year-old rule called the Rooney Rule. That's supposed to be for positive, but now looks like it's more for negative.
It's a game. So
a game
that they're interviewing, but they don't. They already got their hire.
They already do. Yeah, and there's 3 more coaching positions available right now in the NFL, and we'll see what these teams decide to do with their hires.
Leftwich pulled out.
Leftwich has pulled out. Bowles, it sounds like he might be pulling out, because of the fact that they feel like they're getting these interviews because of a rule that's not being used properly, in my opinion.
No, it's not. It's the same argument. So it's the same argument with affirmative action. So these policies were put in place to actually make systemic change. But what ends up happening, the good old boy clubs that don't want systemic change use these policies and make them look bad, purposely sink them, and purposely make them look bad because they don't want that change to happen.
No.
It's literally, they can trace it back to people either hiring unqualified people on purpose. So see minorities are dumb or women are dumb. You look at them, they don't know how to do their job, but it's because they didn't hire a qualified candidate, even though a qualified candidate would have been just fine. Absolutely. Or they're like, oh, it's a diversity hire, right? And then they'll tell the people that they're trying to placate, well, I had to give this person their job over you. Right. And so it diverts the issue, which is if you'd actually be given equity when you're actually looking at candidate across the board, regardless of their background, we wouldn't have to come up with these rules to begin with.
Right.
So that's the issue. And so, so if you actually went out there and did your due diligence, and it's like, hey, by the way, there's this plethora of candidates. They've proven with countless experiments, sending a black resume and a white resume, right? Black sounding names, whatever that is. But you know what I mean, right? They've done the experiments where they've sent a resume with the same qualifications. All they did was change the name, exact same qualifications, and get who got the acceptance, right? The one that sounds Caucasian.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to say. It's just they're playing the system because there's these good old boy groups that don't want to let go or let change happen, because everyone actually knows that minorities are treated like inferior in this country, and so they think if we take over that we're gonna do the same thing. And that's really what it is, like, subconsciously
did to Colin Kaepernick. I mean,
right?
Yeah,
he's not even allowed to coach to be a quarterback anymore.
Right.
Four of these guys that have gotten coaching jobs haven't even been coaches.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why women are still fighting for equal wages.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Literally.
How do you feel? Tell us.
Okay. Come on, teacher, Kat.
No, I'm just listening to all this. I'm just shaking my head, like, because I mean, I work in a district, like, I don't know if people realize, like, but Fairfax County, like, we are so, like, the focus is representation, finding teachers of so many different cultures. Like, in my classroom, I have like 16 of my 23 students speak more than 2 or 3 languages. So hearing this, it's just so frustrating that we're still dealing with these issues. This shouldn't be the case. It's just so frustrating. But I'm glad that we're finally like people are seeing it. There's still a lot of people that still need to see it, but it's just so frustrating to me listening to all of this. So
absolutely. Sydney says, how do we get more black head coaches? What's something you guys would like done to move in that direction?
One of the things I said earlier, which is with the scholarship, is that you actually have to equip people with the right tools to actually get into executive positions, right? Not just coaching, because they're not the ones that, remember, it's the executives and the owners and the personnel. They're the ones who hire the coaches. Right. So you have to actually change the front offices of all 32 teams. You actually have to push into all the actual NFL organization from top to bottom, right? And so I've always believed that the pen is mightier than the sword, and it really is. If you educate people with the right tools, that doesn't mean they need a Harvard education. You literally need to know how to play the game. So this is how it works in these systems. This is what they're going to do, blah, 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 blah. You have to train them to be leaders so that they could go in there and go, if I was, you have to start asking questions. Why wasn't I hired? I have the same qualifications, right? You have to look, what are the requirements? What are the qualifications? I have all these qualifications for the requirements you put out there. So why was this person hired over myself? And so you have to start asking questions. So one positive thing about 2022 is that now it's more like we can see it, right? More than before, right? Because it's out there, because unfortunately you have to have the people like Brian Flores go, hey, has to rock the boat. And yeah, hopefully he's not turned into a martyr, because that's another thing that often happens, like Sean said earlier. But the thing is, you have to force transparency, hiring practices, exactly what I said. Like, major companies have to share like things like that now too, because of that reason, right? Like, you actually have to make the transparency actually available. Like, all the 32 teams, what are your personnel? Who's in these executive positions? What percentage of it are Black? What percentage of are white? What percentage are women, people of color, right? And you have to actually force them to share this information. And then it's like, you have to actually push them to change. But I honestly, and so that's basically what happens. This happens in all industries, and not just the NFL, right? We know this.
But the NFL is the worst out of the major sports.
So, and that's the way you have to do it. You have to force yourself into the room where decisions are being made. We've said that before. You have to be in the rooms where decisions are being made. If you are not in those rooms, then you're not there. You're not at the table. So sometimes you have to force yourself into that table regardless. Like, you have to be the one that's in there making those decisions, because if you're not there, someone is making it for you.
A lot of people are saying players should have a say in who gets.
They should have a say, right? Like, they really should have.
70% of the players in the NFL are Black.
Of course.
I mean, so if the majority rules,
and
they get their say, then that change stirs
Sean
up.
I don't think it's that easy. You need situations like Washington where you get a team of presidents in the front office.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
No, of course it's not easy, but if we don't do something, then it's worse.
No, it's
To me-
definitely not easy. But if you
Yeah.
want to give like a plane,
Yeah.
why not the same people that played college that
Right.
played college or played
Yeah.
professional that are white? Why not look at the same situation where the same that are black or Spanish if they're interviewing for a job?
Right.
And when you look at the other person that's a candidate, what is the difference between this other person?
That's exactly what I'm saying. What? So what's the
Wow.
difference?
Are
And-
they qualified? Do
Right.
have you seen them work? Oh yeah, I've watched. You got players like you have multiple players, but you have players that are out there that you're like, man, why don't they go coach? Why don't they go coach? Why don't they go coach? There's plenty of people, but it's about getting the front office, like Delilah, to even look at you to acknowledge that, hey, I gave 15 years to the NFL.
Exactly.
I can do it too. You are hiring people that played the game like I played the game. Nobody's doing anything extracurricular to win over me. So tell me, what is your logic? Let's just look at me like I'm a human being, like you look at them.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's so no, it's not easy.
And the NBA is a good place to look. There's 14 head black coaches. There's a lot of diversity within the organizations, like Magic Johnson's part owner, Michael Jordan's part owner.
Right.
And, there's a lot of diversity in the NBA. So maybe you take like a Magic Johnson and say, how can you help influence this change that has been going on in the NBA to the NFL?
It's going to take it. I mean, it's going to people realizing that if you just look at the people that like they're human beings when they come in for an interview, let's just not see color. Let's just not see anything about them that does not have anything to do with the game. If it's a game, if that person is well and equipped to teach and to get your team to a championship, all that matters.
Why not do the interview like The Voice? You don't see the chair that's serious. Like, why not have the interview be like that? You don't even have the person's name. You just have
I love your idea. That's innovative. That's innovative.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
That's an easy fix.
Just like the Voice. I love that.
Yeah, now this is the hard part because in the NFL, you're not going to be able to get an owner position unless the good old boys let you in.
Like I said,
situation with the NBA, but even if you look at the NBA, who are the players, the black players that were able to get in? The best of the best black players are the ones that was able to afford ownership or to be able to have a name to be able to get into that position.
No, it's true.
Johnson and Michael Jordan.
Right.
Of course, they would have pieces inside of something because they know somebody.
And
it's hard to get into that know somebody in the NFL.
For sure. No, and it's like you do need a heavy bag, so it means that you need a group of black investors, and then like you said, one heavy hitter, like a Magic Johnson of the NFL, right? Michael Jordan NFL. You need a heavy hitter. You need to actually. Because most ownership is usually now the way it works is multiple owners. It's rare where you see one family now. There's just a few left. Now Denver was like, one of few left. Eventually, I already know McCaskey eventually will sell once Virginia dies off. Sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like I just, there's not many teams that are owned by one family anymore. And it does take back money. But
I mean, what happens if a group of former NFL stars came together to own a team, like an Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders or
Sanders?
I said a good name for it.
But that's what I'm saying, right? You do
Megatron.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you do need like black people with money, right? That have deep pockets to come together and be like, okay, let's buy this team. And then we need someone to be the front man that everybody remembers and knows to be the face, right? And it's just like you got to play the game. The way you play the game is you have to get those investors, right? Absolutely. And so you got to get that money, right? And so you gotta make it work, right? You gotta force it to, And so there's no easy solution.
No,
but the step in the right direction is to knock down the doors and be in those executive positions and start owning teams, or at least part owner of a team, right?
You're
and
right,
so-
because it's going to take white players to step up and say, "Hey,
Right.
they are just
Exactly.
as people as us." You're right.
Exactly.
Peyton Manning,
That's exactly what it is.
they played football all of their lives with black players. They are best friends.
Right.
They know that they deserve a chance just as much. You know, and Peyton Manning wouldn't be Peyton Manning without the greats that played with Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Correct.
definitely. Definitely.
These players are made by other players.
Right.
I understand that. I mean, just be treated as a normal human being.
Yeah.
It's starting to happen, but I think there's an hesitation. Yeah, but I think with this Brian Flores situation, I think it just brings it out. It shows you that the cards are already stacked against you. You're excited about an interview that was already given to somebody else.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
You're preparing. You're working hard. Nobody knows what Brian Flores was studying and working on to get ready for this interview and to find out that he's not even in the running because somebody else got the job already.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing it as a formality to sustain a rule that's not working.
To waste my time. That's exactly what they were doing. To waste the time. You know, we can talk about that all.
I know. Especially 4 educated women in one show.
Yeah, definitely.
It's 4 strong personalities.
Woo! God, I'm already stirred up. But we got to talk about one more thing on this week. I'm telling you, there's just so many things. Jim Harbaugh.
All right, hey Kate, you're happy.
Then Michigan, baby. He's not leaving just when you were about to pee your pants and you finally turned around. Michigan has turned itself around and we're getting good. And the coach may be leaving. What the heck is going on? But no, these were false reports, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Harbaugh said, I don't know where they thought I was going. I am the man here in Michigan. I get everything for free. They love me here.
He doesn't get everything for free. Trust
He's
me.
not going anywhere, man. He's not going anywhere. So we got some Michigan people on. So I know we got to hear
2 different sides, though.
All right,
How do
you feel about this, Kat? What do you think?
I can't help it. Katie knows. I told Sean. I mean, I was excited at the idea of him having to coach Cousins because I'm like, oh, Spartan, he's going to have to coach. But then hearing that he's coming back, I mean, right now, our record against him, we're flipping amazing. Don't leave. We always beat you. So thank you, Harbaugh.
Did you beat Ohio State?
Well, you know, it's all good because this is one big win. His one big win. It's all good because, I mean,
he had a few.
He's like the little brother now. But anyway, I couldn't help it. I'm done. I'm so happy for Katie. On a real note, I'm joking around, but I'm so happy because she could not take another loss. And I'm so happy that she's still there for you.
Jim Harbaugh, come to Maryland, baby. Bring greatness to the turf.
No.
Katie, how do you feel about your man staying in Michigan?
Can I just say, I was like, I can't lose Tom Brady and Jim Harbaugh all in 1 week. I'll have the major meltdown of all meltdowns. So when I heard he was coming back, and basically, I mean, I've been watching the news and hearing what's coming out, is that when he went there yesterday on that dreary, snowy day, National Signing Day, it wasn't what he was expecting it to be. And he got in there, they started talking, and he basically was like, no. So on National Signing Day, Michigan signed Harbaugh. We got our man back.
Wow.
He told Ward Manuel, our AD, that he's back as long as they want him. He's he basically signed me up for my lifetime contract because I'm done flirting with the NFL.
Okay.
He's done flirting with the NFL. He wants to stay at Michigan. He wants to build championships. He wants to build recruiting. He wants to build the dynasty.
I think it's just going to be fun, though, because now we've got Tuck and we have him. Like, it's going to be exciting.
But Anyway, but the cool thing about Harbaugh is, which most people don't understand, is yes, he had a bad season and he took a pay cut and he did all these things. All of his bonus money he has donated back to the staffs that took pay cuts during COVID when they couldn't afford to pay everybody. So he gives back to the university, which is really cool about him. He drives a pickup truck. He doesn't drive a flashy car. I've passed him in his pickup truck. It's pretty cool. But anyway, he's really a just down home guy. I mean, he's not flashy or by any means. And I think he's going to do well. He finally got his big win against Ohio State. He went off to the playoffs. He lost to Anthony's Georgia, I know. But he's doing good things for Michigan, doing good things for the Big Ten football. And it was first time that Ohio State was not in the Final Four for the first time in forever. Thank God. Thank Jesus. I can't stand
it. We both can agree we hate Ohio State.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm very happy that he's back. So now the recruits can get excited again. The players can get excited again. He was meeting with them today and talking about the future, and pretty soon spring training is going to begin at the university. So, yeah. Sigh relief. I've been that fan that's like, go fire him. He's had a rough season. He's had a rough game. Fire him. You know, I've always had his back, so I'm going to continue.
I'm just glad a former Bear didn't go coach for a rival team. So thank you for staying in Michigan.
That's true.
So, that heard about that. I saw your post. I saw that, Delilah. You were
I was like, what? Like, that's ridiculous. Also, it's like you're not gonna beat Green Bay anyway, so why are you coming over here? So I was like, and that also was like the logical part of like, why you have success in Michigan, why come to a division where you may fail? Like, guys.
And it just proves that not everybody wants to come back up to the NFL.
No.
If you're doing good in college and you got it going. People were saying that they wanted Deion Sanders to go ahead and go up and move to the NFL now that he did great for Jackson State.
He doesn't want to. He likes what he's doing.
He's making a statement right now. He's not thinking about coming
People
to
want Saban back. He doesn't want to.
No.
He wants to stay in Alabama.
Yeah.
Saban, that's what I'm saying. There's coaches.
Saban didn't do anything at State, though.
We don't need any more Urban Meyer experiments. Dear God.
To be fair, Jim did have success. He did take the 49ers to the Super Bowl when he was in the NFL. So I will, so he did do that.
He's not such a bad NFL coach.
No, but I think he thought about, honestly, there's a lot of drama going on, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just going to stay in college.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
He picked his lane and now he's staying in it.
Right.
All right, ladies, we got to move on because, we still got a few things to talk about. Don't you worry. These got some good things coming up, guys. The championship game, we got to go over that really quick. Man, we had 2 dynamic games to find out who's going to be in the Super Bowl. I don't know about you ladies, but my heart was racing for both games because I just didn't know what was going to happen at the end of the game. But we have our Super Bowl. We have our Super Bowl, man. These 2 teams fought it out, and they made it, man. We got to go ahead and get with the first game. Matthew Stafford, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, Kat. The floor is yours.
I don't think you guys even understand. First off, I met Sean's parents, and Sean's dad decided to cheer against my team. And I honestly, at one point, I'm like, I kind of wanted to leave because, you know how the game was going. And then I'm literally playing with my phone, went to go to the bathroom because I'm like, that's going to help him. But my God, that game, I couldn't even watch it. I did, but I'm just like, please, just for the love.
You almost left? Oh, no. Oh, no,
12 years of watching him, I'm like, oh, for the love of God. And then I'm like, oh, did he do that? Because, I love Matthew, but he doesn't always make the best choices. But he really had a great game. And I'm so thankful, but it's like, it just was so hard for me to watch. I'm going to be honest. I couldn't tell you the play-by-play because I literally had to act like I wasn't watching. I put a pillow over my face at one point because I was that scared. I just really wanted him to do it. I don't care. Like, I really want him to win, but I just want him to actually have the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. He is such a great guy. Great. Like, he did so much for Detroit and for the state of Michigan that I know it's not Detroit, but I feel like there's a piece of Detroit.
I got
Of course.
No problem.
Absolutely.
So it was exciting, but I couldn't even tell you the play-by-play because I'll be honest, the whole game I'm like, oh good God, and I do this, and Sean knows me, and I'm really into
it. Is what he said. Happened in your hoodie during the game.
And then I had my hoodie over my eyes like this, and I covered my face. It was hilarious. He's got pictures. So all I know is at the end of the game, I was so excited, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to say anything to Mr. Spencer, but I mean, he's giving me a hard time the whole game. He's like, and I'm like, this isn't even your team. He loves you, and I'm like, okay.
I love it.
I understand that, man. I'm glad that was exciting for Kat, man. All right, what do you think about it, Katie?
Well, I picked the 49ers against her Rams and Matthew Stafford.
I did too.
I really had high hopes that there'd be like this little upset. I am from Michigan, as we all know. Not, me, I followed Tom Brady. I sympathize for the Lions, and sometimes we'll say, oh, good, they got to win. Yay.
Right.
But I've never been the loyal Matt Stafford fan like everyone else is from Michigan. So I was just like, whatever. But to his credit, he had a great game. He threw the one interception in the beginning, and I was like, oh, the Matthew Stafford of old is coming out. This might be working my best for the 49ers.
You recovered.
And then,
thank God.
But all these games have been decided by field goals. This has been crazy.
Yes.
They fought for kickers.
Telling you.
Ash and Delilah have been on this bandwagon. Gotta be giving high praise to their kickers. Pay them. Give them pay raises.
They don't get enough credit. They can either win you the game or lose you the game. Like, seriously, think about that.
I mean, these guys just don't get enough credit for what they do. But anyway, it's the Rams in the Super Bowl. I guess I can handle that because we all know my Cougar crush. My boy, Mr. Smokey Smooth.
Yes. But we'll get into that game in a minute. But Delilah, what do you got to say about that game?
I'm excited because the thing is, like, what's funny is that in our division, we don't really hate Detroit, right? That's not really, we don't because we don't like Minnesota and we don't like Green Bay. But Detroit, we've never, I don't know, maybe because we always felt like Detroit was like a sister city or brother city, Motor City. Like, we've always had like a connection. So we never really rooted except when we played each other because someone has to win. But it was never like, So we saw Matthew come over and we thought, oh, he's going to shake up the division. Like, because we're a football town, so we're like, oh, he's going to shake up the division. It's going to be even more crazy. Like, because he had a good arm. Like, like Anthony's saying, like, right, he's a dog, right? He's from Georgia. And he was their star quarterback. And then his kids coming in. And then we saw his rookie season where with a hurt shoulder or whatever, he still came in and threw a winning pass and then left to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? So, that's grit, right? And so then to see him for 13 seasons try to help Michigan go further. I mean, Detroit go further. And it's like not able because, they would give him good pieces, but not enough.
Yeah.
Right? Like they'll give him like a Calvin Johnson and they'll give him like it's just, but it was just never enough. And he had an arm. Like I remember like he more than once made passing leader, like, among the top 5 more than once. And it just couldn't, so I don't blame him for taking a chance because again, we're talking about aging quarterbacks, right? How many quarterbacks have already retired? He's probably like, I don't have a lot left, right? Like I've already put 13 years, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't blame him for taking a chance and, good luck to him. I won't hate it if he wins. Like, honestly, I'll be like, congratulations. Like, you did it, man. Like, you got your Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
So, it was fun. It was fun.
Absolutely. So before we move on to the next game, I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have a Houdini right here. We have somebody who, the day that Matthew Stafford was picked up by the Rams, she made a bold prediction, and this is what it was.
Again, that live show.
Does that make me crazy? If you guys don't know, me and Sean get to come up with some crazy things to say. Now, as you can see, we got Kat going ahead and bringing us. Heard that make me crazy? Joe Bond wanted to do one. It doesn't have to be us. Everybody can think you're crazy. So we're going to give you an opportunity to do it. Kat, let's go. Does that make me crazy?
Well, this is what's going to happen. You know my boy, Stafford.
Tears.
I'm not tears on my pillow. I'm not even kidding. This is what's going to happen. Mark my words. I'm serious.
Okay.
Mark my words. Next year, he's taking his team to the Super Bowl.
Whoa!
Think about it. The curse of the Lions is no longer with him. He no longer has to have everyone wearing like a paper bag over his head. They're going to the Super Bowl, baby. Mark my words.
Wow, you heard it here.
Stafford's doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Hughes has said it. Wow.
That was great. Actually, I remember that episode.
Me too. I've been watching that one.
I was too.
I cannot believe it. She said it. That's a fan. Wow.
I won't lie though, that's why I couldn't watch the game, because Sean was like, remember you said this, and I'm like, and I don't like to say things like I don't even want to say which team is going to win the Super Bowl.
I gotcha. No.
I get all juju, but like when I said that, I'm like, trust me. Because I mean, look at Sue. Sue won right after he left. I'm like, every time someone leaves Detroit, it's like, oh,
they're successful
they end
elsewhere.
up in the Super Bowl and they win. And I'm like, because it's a curse. I mean, I love the Lions. It's kind of like being a Cubs fan at one point. Like they always lose. Now, you know, and we still haven't had our big win yet. But if it happens, it's kind of like we kind of partially won. So we'll see. Cross
you already technically won because you said he was going, so he's going.
He's there. Win or lose, like I mean, Bengals. Like this is exciting. I mean,
absolutely, man. I mean, just even talking about the Bengals pulled it off, ladies and gentlemen, in a game against a team comfortable at the top.
So what's funny about this? They murdered analytics. They murdered analytics. Like everybody was wrong. All of us were wrong.
Boom.
Mr. Smokey Smooth.
Smokey Smooth did it. He pulled it off. He defied the odds. I mean, what a game. I mean, what a game. It was a good game. The fact that Kansas City did not score anything other than 3 points in the second half is absolutely mind-boggling.
I didn't think I'd see anything like it.
Crazy. It was like Super Bowl all over again. It was like they just stopped playing.
Oh, they did. And with like how well Tyreek Hill had played the previous game against Josh Allen and the Bills and everything that had been going on for the Chiefs and Mahomes. I did not expect that, but I can't lie. I love my Smokey Smooth.
Nathan is pissed. Nathan said, Chiefs, what the F? Damn. I'm telling
Nathan, you can't do guarantees anymore.
Dang.
A little shake. Your guarantee is a little shaky, man. Nathan, didn't you guarantee something? I can hear the evil laugh in that. Man, ladies, but that, I mean, absolutely. Now we know who is going to the Super Bowl, the Bengals and the Rams. I cannot even believe it. We know who's going. Let's go around really quick. We gotta say it, ladies and gentlemen, because the next time the people see us, you know what we can.
No, because we're coming back after the Pro Bowl.
After the Pro Bowl, I don't want to feel pressured. I want to feel myself out. I absolutely know who one person on here is going for. Absolutely no question about it. I know who one person is going for. And I may even know two, but I don't know because she likes to go for the underdogs too. So we'll see. We will see see. We will see. We'll talk about that soon. But we do have a section of the show that we talk about is who is the hot player of the week. Man. You already know who I'm going to say, and I'm pretty sure it's probably most of you guys. Smokey Smooth pulled it off. Joey B. I mean, God, Lee, how many names have you not picked, Kat? Katie? I'm just telling you, like, the man is so great, and for him to defy the odds and bring his team to do something that I'm telling you, just like Delilah said, the analytics, nobody thought that he could do it. Nobody thought. They thought that Kansas City had now turned back into the team that they had been and that nobody's stopping them. And they got stopped by a team that's been fighting and showing the world all season that they were contenders. And now look at them. They are here after 31 years. 30 years. They have not been in, and now not only but they're going to the golden game. So I'm hyped for Joey B. I think the team is going to do awesome. I mean, just yeah, he did awesome. He did awesome. That's my man for this one. Delilah, who you got?
So I went, also a Cincinnati player, but I went defensive. I went with DE Sam Hubbard because I know that the numbers aren't flashy on defense, but when you do these things, they really are. He had 8 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, and 2 sacks.
Woo!
So he sacked Mahomes twice, and then 1 tackle was for a loss. And so, like, I know these numbers don't sound flashy, but when you could do this on defense, that's actually a big deal. The fact that you got 2 sacks, the fact that 1 of your tackles was for a loss, the fact that 4 of them were solo tackles, which means you had, you're actually doing your job tackling guys that are out there, So, yeah, so Sam Hubbard went in there and, helped Cincinnati win, right? Because, it takes a balance nowadays, right? You need a good offense and defense to win and move on. And so he went out there and did his job. Two sacks on Mahomes. So I went defensive. So Sam Hubbard was my hot player.
Well-deserved player of the week. All right, Kat, who do you have for your player of the week?
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but hey, I can't help it. I will tell you, it's not even just stats. Like, I mean, 31 out of 45 is not the best. And 337 yards, 2 touchdowns. But my thing is that, when he threw the interception, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, like, literally, like, I wanted to do this. Like, I did for a second, just for a second there. But the thing is like, the reason why he's a hot player of the week, it's not just week, perseverance. Hell, he has been in this league. It's year 13, lucky 13, and he made it happen. He was calm, I think, of last week. I'm sorry, Katie, with Tom, but, like, that was shocking. He's like, come on. And I saw him do it, and I'm like, he's going to do it. So it's 2 weeks because I wasn't here last week. He's just the hot player to me because
you bring him 2 weeks. Yeah, we want you to be a permanent host. We want 5 windows.
Like, it's exciting to me, and it's just seeing someone that, I mean, I've watched him play since 2009.
Right.
I remember the year, like, when they literally, Detroit, we lost, I don't know how many games, it was 31 or something. I lived here. I just moved out here, and I thought that was the Super Bowl when we finally won. So to see him finally do it, it's exciting. I just love every moment of it. But I will say, I was cheering for the Bengals. So all the 2 players you guys just mentioned, I was really happy. I'm torn because these are 2 great teams.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You literally killed it. I love your pick. But Katie, before we get to you really quick, we got to get to these comments because now they're thinking that Kat is Houdini. Washington is going to win the Super Bowl next year. I don't know about that. She said Kat is also prediction for the Ravens. Please. They're thinking that you have some Houdini work going on. So look at Kat for more of her predictions. But Katie, who was your player of the week?
Well, he actually didn't play, but I'm going to give my props to my man who's retired this week. I mean, I won't be able to talk about him next year, so I'm going to take my one last time.
Every chance you can get, girl. Every chance.
I'm going to say thank you to Mr. TB12 for everything you gave to the NFL. Thank you to what you gave to us your fans. Thank you to what you gave to the Patriots and to Tampa Bay. And thank you for the memories. And thank you for doing it your way, being simply the best.
Aww.
And thank you for filling this girl's heart for 26 years. Because you really did fill my heart. I loved watching everything you did. And I'll miss him tremendously.
Absolutely.
So my hat's off to you, Mr. TV12, Mr. Tom Brady, because you're simply the best to me.
Oh. I want to just give you a big hug right now.
Virtual hug.
Like, seriously. I love you. I love you.
Yes, man. TB12 was the man.
You know the love is sincere when I cry.
No.
Absolutely, man. These are dynamic players of the week, man. We do it every week. Hey, so we got to get on to our live segment. I know we're going a little over, but it's still shorter than any of the boys' videos. It's still having a good time. Hey, ladies have the final say. Man, this is a portion where we get to talk about just whatever we feel like talking about, because we feel it's important that whatever we want to get off our chest, just like you ladies, if you guys want to say something, say it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't say what you want to say, because ladies, we have the final say today. So let's go ahead and do it. Delilah, what is your ladies have the final say?
My final say is something we've been saying lately, but it's perseverance.
Woo!
Honestly, it's not easy in whatever aspect you're doing, but you need to not give up and just try your best to persevere through whatever you want to reach, right? Whatever goal, whether it's short goal, long goal, whatever, just perseverance is key. And I know it's hard. Sometimes you want to give up. Sometimes you want to lay down, and and sometimes it's okay to shut down, by the way. I don't mean literally, but sometimes you need to you know what I mean? Go into your room and, be in your happy place, and just sometimes you need that. There's a lot of sensory overload these days, right? And sometimes you just need to unplug, relax, but then go back out there and fight again and persevere, because it's just the way we keep going. It's not easy. Whatever you need, whatever you pull from your strength, just know that don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on what you're working on. Wherever the goals are, whatever. If people don't listen to the naysayers, those are not the people on your corner. Okay. So listen to the people who are cheering you on, but also listen to people who are not cheering you on and why they're quiet, right, during your struggles. So persevere. Who's cheering you when you do well, and who's making you doubt yourself when you're doing well, right? Yeah. So when you're doing well, and someone's and tries to be a Debbie Downer type of person, right? Why are they doing that? Misery loves company. So persevere through all of that, and just make sure that you have the system that's actually in your corner, in the good and the bad, right? When your days are low and when your days are high, persevere and push through. And then those people will help you. You can't do it alone. So the way you persevere is by having that section that's always with you, regardless of what you're going through. Those people that disappeared when you were struggling, those aren't your people. All right. So the way you persevere is by having the right people in your corner, because no one can do it alone. So perseverance, guys.
Absolutely. Hey, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Hey, if you didn't feel it, I did. I felt like that message was for me. Hey, Kat, what do you got for this week's Ladies Have the Final Say?
I just want to first off say thank you, Delilah, because that's so true. Mine's kind of similar to yours. It's a phrase I've actually been using quite often. I learned it from my friend Lucas, and I'm like, damn, that's so. Oh, I mean, oops, sorry, that's so big though. The thing is, in my mind, it's right now, everyone is even if you have a smile on your face, we're all going through some type of struggle. COVID and just being not the norm. I mean, there's just so much going on. And it's we need to be the light in someone's life. We need to be positive energy. And the thing is it's so easy to yuck in someone's yum. Don't yuck in someone's yum. It's simple as that. And what that is just, someone could be sharing about music and be really excited. And it's what's the point of going, I don't like that style. We don't even think about it, but it's so natural just to spew out these words. And it's my God, they're excited about it. Let them be excited. Let people be excited for what they're excited about. Don't yuck in someone's yum.
I like that phrase.
Because we need to be lifting each other up. It's okay to like things different, like things that are different. I'm being honest. I ladies, you love football. I don't have as much. I mean, I love football, but I'm not at your level. And I told John, it's like, I like different things and he likes different things. But we have to be positive. You need to have that reaction if something's new or someone's sharing something and you right away go, oh, why would you want to do? Why? What's the point? Take the time. Think about your words and how they affect others.
I love that.
Lift people up and simply don't yuck in someone's yum. It's that simple.
I love that. I love that. Oh, that was beautiful. I'm going to use that. Don't yuck somebody
in my yum.
I love that.
I love that.
I taught my second graders it because they were all wanting to say things. I'm like, please.
Yumming? Yeah. Does that mean to go through the whales? What? Sean? What is that?
Oh, yes. Sean knows if we can get him to agree to go see the whales. I love dolphins and whales, and there's this one on Virginia Beach.
Nobody's going to whales. Nobody's seeing whales. It's not yucking or yumming.
He got into the show. He got into the show.
No.
Yeah, I'll go see
an example of yucking in someone's yum.
That's an example.
Hey, goodbye. You're not allowed on the show. It's ladies.
Not at all. Get out of there. Get out of there. But that was really good, Kat. That was really good. Hey, so Katie, what does your ladies have the final say?
I sent this quote that I saw today, and I really started to grasp it. It says, do not forget this. You are the most beautiful and expensive thing you are ever going to own. So show yourself grace. Show yourself mercy. Don't ever feel like you need to take on the world by yourself.
Yeah.
You need, in this day and age, like having a network and having people to like talk to and like knowing I have this amazing female family that I have. I mean, Delilah knows I will put in the chat what I'm going through for the day, and work's been really, really, really stressful. We're supposed to have like 20 employees. We're down to like 4 or 5. People are quitting like crazy. Management changes are happening. It's just been nuts. And I have to remember I'm one person. I can't be 10 people. I can't be 20 people. I can't be all things to all people. And I have to remember that I come first. That company can burn to the ground, but I can't go with it. You know what I mean? So always remembering that you have to take care of yourself, and remember you are the most beautiful and the most expensive thing you will ever own. And if you burn yourself out and you burn yourself to the bitter core, what are you going to be good to anyone else? No. That's when your temper's going to flare. That's when the stress is going to kick in. And that's when bad decisions are going to get made and quick decisions are going to get made. And things that you can't maybe take back are going to happen. So pause. Remember practice the pause. Practice the fact that you are got to be good to yourself before you can be good to anybody else. And if you burn yourself out, you're going to be good to nobody.
Absolutely.
So taking care of yourself and remembering you matter to everybody, but you should matter to yourself most.
Katie,
love that.
Thank you. You don't even know. Like, I need to hear that. You have no idea. I'm going to be watching this again and listening to that because thank you. We all need that.
Absolutely.
And you are gorgeous, my friend. I love you.
Because I'm just going to say, I've been trying to figure out how to be a million people to my work right now, working overtime, doing whatever I need to when I'm there, and having rheumatoid arthritis. My body is telling me stop right now because it's really hurting.
Yeah.
So, little unknown fact if you didn't know that about me. So, when I saw this quote today and shared it with the ladies group we have, it really hit home. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
Take care of yourself. If that means getting your hair done, getting your nails done, getting a massage, doing whatever, take care of yourself. Everything else will be there after.
Absolutely. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Ladies, you guys have some good ladies have the final say. You guys are awesome, man. So mine is just support. Just support. I just realized today, y'all, that I've been wondering why my internet on my phone has been janky and I haven't been able to do really anything on my phone. And I realized that something is blocked on my phone that I can't even use the internet like I'm supposed to. It's just really messed up. I thought I wrote the girls earlier and I could see on my phone that I did, but they didn't get my message. I can look on the thread on the computer and it wasn't there. So officially now I realize that my phone is just broke. But in the midst of that, I was able to just support one of the people on our live right now or chatting with us on the comments, Nathan. I got to watch your show for the very first time and I thought it was absolutely amazing. I didn't get to share it or like it because for some reason it kept saying it won't do it. And now I know why, but I watched your show, bro. And it made me think in my head that if I just took the time, I don't really, when I'm on Facebook, it's probably like a comment really quick or a quick like, or let's talk football, something. And then I'm at home. I'm with my wife. I don't really like focus on the internet as much as the world does. I'm just not an internet person. So when I get on, it's normally as fast as possible. And if you said something right after that, I'm gone. But for me to see that he had posted it, and then I clicked on it, I got to watch it. It just made me feel good that there's other videos and there's other podcasts that people are doing out in the world. But if we don't support it, people won't know about it. And if you don't even take the time to watch it, if they're offering, hey, watch this video, like Kat said, how can you say you don't like it? Or how can you say something's wrong with it if you never even take the time to go and watch something? So I'm glad I got to actually click on a video that I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed. And now I'm just like, wow, look at the people that are in Let's Talk Football that I'm getting to watch their podcast. And look at the people that are out there in the world that if I just click a video and support what they're doing, sometimes people are like, oh, here they go again. They're doing something. No, but why not take some time to go and listen, support? Everybody's out here doing something that makes them happy. Why not join or watch or participate in something that encourages somebody that'll make them happy? And I felt like this video really touched me, and I'm glad I got to watch it. But it was just like, man, I need to start doing this more often. I need to watch Nathan's videos all the time. I need to be supporting more people that I see on internet. And I see people supporting me and supporting us in these shows. And I'm like, hey, I need to reach back out and support. So let's just support each other. Just like Kat said earlier, I love all of you guys. But when Kat, hers really hit home because it's like, you really should be more supportive and stop the nay thinking already. You don't even know about what it is, or just because you don't understand it. I just feel like we should be supporting each other, and support is the main thing. So just by me clicking on Nathan's video this week really made me think about, I need to be watching Nathan's videos all the time. Just by me doing it one time, now I want to watch more. I want to see more. All it takes is a click to support somebody, and then to realize that they really have a gym. So I like to challenge people. So if you guys could, by next week, if anybody that's watching or on the comments, please just watch something or support somebody that you normally wouldn't. If they make a video or they do podcasts or they do or anything, they're just talking to people or they're giving an inspirational word, tune in, listen to it. You never know how that, just by you watching, would bless you, make your day, make you feel happy, and then realize that, man, there are people out there that are super talented that if I never took the time just to click the video, I would never know the gym that they really have. So that's my support for everybody, and I hope everybody receives that.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
I love it. Shout out to Nathan, man. He has an amazing show. If you
he does.
Tune in, because that brother is amazing. Please, man. So, ladies, I think that we really did good today. I think we did a great job. As you can see, they're all on here talking. They're all on here shouting us out. So we truly love you guys for tuning in. Please tune in next week. We do have the Pro Bowl coming, ladies and gentlemen. The Pro Bowl is coming, and I'm so sad because I'm just realizing that Pro Bowl conversation was supposed to be.
All right, we made it. It's cool. We'll talk about it after the Pro Bowl.
We'll talk about it after.
We'll talk about it next Thursday, so you'll know about it because we're gonna talk about it. So tune in next Thursday, man. We are so excited. If you don't know, you have missed it. We are missing Ash, but this is Ladies Takeover, man. This is Ladies Takeover. So if you want to tune in, we're hoping to convince Kat. I think she did well enough.
Show Kat some love. She did great.
We need
But
a good
thanks
person.
for having me. I had a blast. So.
Great job today, man. We are so excited that you decided and had the courage to do it, even though you weren't, like she said, she was a little nervous, but she got on here. She did it anyway. And she did everything, but she knows enough, and that's all that matters.
She came with the Michigan State sauciness and everything. I was like, okay.
She knows.
I couldn't help it.
Anybody that's on Let's Talk Football, Ladies Takeover, or that sees our videos, if you want to join in, get out of here, Sean. No.
If she was on the show, she was looking at my young.
Oh! I'm not true. I'm just the light always.
Just the light.
I'm supportive and I bring the light.
I absolutely love it. So tune in today. You may see 5, you may see 4, but hopefully you'll see 5. So hopefully you'll be able to tune in next week, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Ladies, anybody have anything to say before we roll out?
No, this is perfect.
I just
Go
love you guys.
Bengals.
I love you guys.
Well, go Bengals. Oh, we got it all 4 weeks in advance. Hey, we will tune in next week to find out our predictions. See y'all later. We truly enjoyed having you guys, and we cannot wait to do this again next week. See y'all later. Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The line. The line.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.